Hello and welcome back to my playthrough of Final Fantasy XIV within the Final Fantasy Marathon, and in this episode I will be continuing the story by preparing to stop the Griffin from recklessly starting a war between Ala Mhigo, the Eorzean Alliance, and the Garleans. So of course I need to ensure that nothing gets out of hand. Of course, I've said there's only 10 quests left to do. That's including this one I'm about to hand in, so there's only going to be 9 left. And then the game is done. And then I'll have to have a day off where, I'll download FF15, get it going, and then that will be the final playthrough of the marathon. I've really enjoyed going through FF14, but of course all good things must come to an end. Greetings, Warrior of Light. What business brings you to Ishgard? I see. Wait here. I will summon Sir Aymeric. Hello, Richards. How are you? I have all of the 5 games scores pinned to my phone so I can see it while I look at my phone to check the stream. It is good to see you, my friend. 'Tis but a pity it would be under such circumstances had Lucia not informed me of the urgency of your suit. I would certainly have sent for some wine. But to business. I thank you for bringing these developments in Ala Mhigo to our attention. Ishgard will of course send an envoy to attend the council in Gridania. I cannot say who will represent us, however, as the choice is not mine to make, not mine alone at any rate. Given the imminence of the threat, we may forego the formalities of a full assembly, but I will still need to consult my counterpart in the House of Commons prior to proceeding. Will you permit me some time to make the necessary arrangements? I guess this is just showing off like Ishgard's new part in the Eorzean Alliance, which is a clever thing to do. I thank you. Our representative, whomever we select, will require a suitable escort. Make your preparations and inform Sir Handaloo that he is to lend in your absence. Yes, Lord Commander. Aramir, pray accompany Lucia to the gates of judgment and make ready to depart for Gridania. I will have our envoy join you as soon as I can. Fury speed you on your way. I'm good. I'm good. Of course, once again, just a chillin'. If you have no other business in the city, join me at the gates of judgment. We must be ready to depart the instant the envoy arrives. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Do and do do do. We meet again, as it happens. Oh God, I'm yawning. My counterpart in the House of Commons agreed that I should act as Ishgard's envoy. Not, I concede, that there was ever any real doubt. As Lord Commander of the Temple Knights, it is my duty to sanction any military cooperation. Be that as it may, I could not in good conscience make the decision alone, not with the ink scarce dry in the Republic's Book of Statutes. I trust you understand, my friend. Alas, I must test your patience still further by making a brief stop at Camp Dragonhead. Given the trouble brewing in the Black Shroud, I should see that the garrison is ready to defend the Bordeaux. Ooh, hey. Yeet. The garrison commander waits within. Why not accompany me, Aramir? You may see a familiar face. Miss Emma Lane. Aramir, old boy, how wonderful to see you, and Sir Aymeric too. So what do I owe these unexpected pleasures? I will have some mulled wine brought up from the kitchens at once, if you will excuse. Nay, do not trouble yourself, Honorat. We shall soon be on our way. Lucia, a brief summary, if you will. Yes, Lord Commander. Those villains hardly need an excuse to wage war. Bloodletting comes as naturally as breathing to a Gaul. I mean, to an Imperial. And thus we shall strengthen our patrols as you suggest. We shall also be sure to communicate these developments to Lord Francel and the Observatorium. I see you have a fin in hand. Carry on, Commander. So he's taken Horshaffon's role. Hopefully he's not a whiny little brat anymore either. Surprised to see yours truly at the helm? You and me both, old boy. I doubt I'll ever feel worthy to sit where he sat. Yet we can but play the hand we're dealt, and with a little help from the veterans and Honorat's ceaseless chiding, I'm sure I'll muddle through. So worry not, old boy. Off to Gridania with you. So I feel like this, I mean, I might end up speaking too soon, but it looks like it's going to have a much happier ending than A Realm Reborn did. Where maybe like the Eorzean alliance is, you know, stabilised and it just looks much better. But we will see. And here is Aymeric. Diplomatic duties have brought me here on several occasions, but I find that I am as enraptured by the Black Shroud's beauty now as when I first laid eyes upon it. I fear that this time, however, events shall not afford us the luxury of enjoying the splendour of the forest. We glitched out. Oh, it's just so laggy because the amount of people here. Right, let's go. It seems we have yet to escort. We are to have an escort to the Lotus Stand. A pleasant place to discuss unpleasant matters, is it not? We've gone plenty of times. Yes, of course, just like that we were the last to arrive. Let's announce ourselves, shall we? Fucking hell. This lobby's nice and full. That's that one, isn't it? Yep. Do 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 do. The envoy from Ishgard has arrived. Very good. This way, if you... and Lemin's party as well. Melwib. Oh, and it's Yuguri. I'd hoped to slip in unnoticed, but I see I was not the only one delayed in my arrival. Greetings, Sir Aymeric. Admiral, always a pleasure. And Aramir, I trust you are well. 'Tis a day for reunions, it seems. I believe you are well acquainted with my escort. Master Aramir, I was glad to hear from Riol that the missing scions have now been found. We haven't seen Yuguri in a hot minute, to be fair. There is much and more I would discuss with you, but let us first attend to the issue at hand, shall we?
I bid you welcome, my friends. As you will by now be aware, the Scions of the Seventh Dawn have come into possession of certain intelligence concerning recent developments in the region of Eorzean. It springs, I am assured, from an unimpeachable source. Is that not so, Master Alphino?
Indeed, Elder Seetsia. Our information comes directly from a member of the Resistance's inner circle, and we have no cause to doubt its veracity.
This Griffin of theirs is a fool if he thinks he can hold Belsar's wall against the Empire. When the Imperials move to take it back, they will come in force. And the resulting fighting is all but certain to spill over into the Black Shroud.
At the Battle of Cargino, the combined might of 3 grand companies laboured to contend with the remnants of but a single Imperial legion. Alone, Gridania would be hard-pressed indeed to hold back the tide, should the Garleans turn their minds from reclamation to invasion.
May I once more convey my nation's deepest regrets for our inaction in the days prior to the calamity. 'Tis a stain upon our ledger that I would fain remove. Elder Seedseer, I do hereby request leave to deploy a defensive force within the borders of Gridania. Ishgard's return to the Alliance shall be honoured by more than mere ink upon parchment.
This is a good way of kind of showing the new alliance,
would join any effort that weakens our common foe. We are few, but our most seasoned shinobi are at your disposal.
On behalf of my people, I offer you my humble thanks. Gridania welcomes your assistance.
It is time we set our contingency plans in motion. Is the Alliance agreed? Then let us make ready for war. Victory favors the swift. And there is much to be done.
Yeah.
The Council knows that Ala Mhigo will not soon be wrested from the Empire, and its decision to bolster the border's defences seems eminently practical. Why then, brother, do you scowl so?
I agree that they have chosen the wisest course available. Indeed, the only reasonable one. Yet something feels awry. In making ready for war, is the Alliance not granting the Griffin the very thing he desired?
Yay, we scored.
Any attempt to hold the war is doomed to failure, aye.
Say that. Let's
but
have a look.
I wonder if we have misjudged the prize for which he plays.
Oh, Benton Core. Sorry, I know the cutscene's going on, but... Right. That the Council was able to reach an accord so swiftly is a heartening development in itself, and I hope my misgivings prove unfounded. Ah, good, you have yet to depart. I feared I had missed you. Sir Aymeric, Master Alphino, a pleasure as always, and Mistress Alize, how wonderful to see you thus recovered. Pardon the interruption. I had hoped to thank Aramir for serving as our escort before other duties called him away. I also wish to thank our Doman ally. Forgive me, my lord, I was but awaiting an opportune moment to join the conversation, and force of habit made me keep in the shadows. No apologies are necessary, Mistress Yuguri. I was most grateful for your interjection when I offered Ishgard support. Yeah, I've got all 5 games pinned. So I saw that for a DM, he does have quite a lot of goal involvements. Of course, it's not his primary role, but he does score a decent amount. Even so, the Alliance leaders were plainly unprepared for my impromptu apology. The resulting air of awkwardness might have lingered longer were it not for your timely offer of cooperation, which allowed the elder Seer to accept us both. I very much appreciated the gesture. I only did my duty, Sir Aymeric. The Empire is an enemy to us all, and we are grateful for the opportunity to fight at your side. And full glad are we to have you. Pray convey my regards to the Scions, my friends. We must return to Ishgard. Whatever is wrong with a simple sorry or thank you? Must these politicians always make a speech out of everything? That is how we adults speak, dear sister. Mayhap the ones who like the sound of their own voice. In any case, our business here is concluded. We should be on our way as well. Will accompany us to the Revenant's Toll, you agree? Actually, I think I shall first pay a brief visit to the East Shroud. I am curious to know how Papalymo and Ida fared in their talks with the Sylphs. Not to mention what has been going on at Baelsar's Wall. I will join you at the Rising Stones anon. Is it on telly, Richard? Because I wouldn't have streamed if it was, but I didn't think it was. If I fucked it, then I fucked it, but... Too far away, piss off. Welcome back, Aramir. I don't know about you, but I am heartily glad that all of the talking is over. I understand that these council meetings are important. Do you not find it tiresome to have to weigh every word before you speak it? I doubt I'll ever feel at home in the realm of politics. That said, people have been known to change, and if my brother is willing to run his own errands, anything is possible. Well, as much as I enjoyed the bustle of the toll, I think it's time we headed inside. My brother and the others will not be long. Oh, Fulham are 1-0 up to Forest. Ah, you are returned from the council, but of Alphino. Did some other matter require his attention? Mine apologies, friends. I just really have not kept you waiting over long. Greetings, everyone. Oh, Kryl. How's Nargu doing? She will be alright, won't she? I don't see why not. She's sleeping at the moment. Tataru's keeping an eye on her, so we'll know soon enough if there's any change in her condition. Her wounds are healing well, with sufficient rest. I am certain she will make a full recovery. Thank goodness for that. Now, mayhap you could share with us the Council's decision? Each of the nations, Ishgard included, has committed to providing military support to Gridania. The Eorzean alliance will soon have a significant force in the Black Shroud, ready to respond to any Imperial act of aggression. You know, I almost wish the Council would stop messing around and give the Griffin what he wants. I wouldn't like to be the Imperial caught between the Resistance and the Alliance. Ida, you cannot seriously. One does not lightly go to war with the Garlean Empire. Quite. To open hostilities without due consideration would be to invite disaster. If only there was some way to reach the Griffin, some means to convince him to abandon this reckless course. It may not be entirely unfeasible. There is a network of tunnels beneath Baelsar's Wall, secret passages dug by the Resistance to provide a way out of Ala Mhigo, which may equally serve as a way in. Precisely. If we are all in agreement, I would be the one to undertake this necessary negotiations. I am familiar with the route, and the resistance is familiar with me. About as familiar as they are with me, you mean? Say what you want, I'm coming too. I have some experience in the practice of infiltration. If you would have me, my services are at your disposal. As are mine, it has been far too long since I shared a shadow with a shinobi, and I did not intend to waste the opportunity. 4 is quite sufficient for an infiltration mission. Greater numbers will only serve to increase the risk of detection. Kryle and I will direct our energies elsewhere. What of you leather years? I'll return to the East Shroud and stand watch over the border. Should matters take a turn for the worse, it would seem wise to be on hand. Might I prevail upon you to accompany me, Aramir? Gridania will be safer for your presence, and while it may not seem the most thrilling duty, dear sister, might I ask that you remain at the Rising Stone to pass on messages and so on? To hold the fort, you mean? Very well, I suppose the task must fall to someone. Safe travels, all of you. So we're building up for the grand finale. If you have any unfinished business in the toll, pray attend to it now. I will depart for the Hawthorn Hut without delay. The nearby watchtower offers an unobstructed view of Balesar's wall, and I should be interested to speak to the Alliance commanders who have installed themselves at the top. So my predictions are we're going to fight the Griffin, and then it's going to be revealed to be Wilred, of course. I believe he's Rawbarn's brother, unless they just call each other brother, meaning brothers in arms, but I think they are actual brothers. Of course, they're both from Ala Mhigo, so it makes sense, you know. He pissed off after we saved Rawbarn, and we haven't seen him since, so he could very easily be doing this. Anyway. Haramir, there you are, come. Amorosai's spire awaits. The Alliance officers on the platform should be able to apprise us of any developments on the wall. Fancy meeting the two of you here? We were about to set forth. Indeed, I was about to say 12 watch over you, but I doubt you have need of divine protection, even if you are venturing into enemy territory. Don't worry, Alphino, we'll have the Griffin by the scruff of the neck before you know it. Do make up your mind, Eva. Nary a moment ago, you seemed ready to shake the Griffin by the hand rather than the neck, so which is it to be? It would be best to decide before we enter into negotiations. Shit, they equalised. Mendy, brilliant. Trust me, Papalimo, I'll shake whatever needs shaking. The talking part I'll leave to you. I think I feel a headache coming on. Let's be on our way, shall we? Ah, some things never change. Well then, shall we make for the spire? Our Alliance friends will doubtless have news for us. Welcome, Warrior of Light. I assume you are here to speak with our commanding officers. You will find them on the observation platform. Pray proceed. Greetings, my friend. 'Tis good to see you both well. I was hoping you might turn up. I've dragged half the watch here, see, and the sight of you might help remind them why we bothered. If memory serves, I have not seen many of you since the day of the grand melee. Having borne the brunt of your blows, may I say what an honour it is to stand at your side. 'Tis heartening indeed to see the realm's most stalwart defenders thus gathered in common cause. Speaking of which, what news from the wall? All has been quiet. Of course. As soon as you say it. Report. What? 7 hells. Fighting has broken out on top of the wall. A full-scale assault. 2-1? Fuck me. So the Griffin has made his move. And Southampton are 1-0 up. Someone has... And what's that supposed to mean? The Attackers' Day. They're wearing Grand Company colours. Impossible. We gave no such order. Of course, the wall was never the Griffin's target, it was bait. We have been goaded into deploying our armies nearby, thus lending weight to this deception. If those uniforms were convincing enough to deceive my scouts, the Empire will surely think we've launched an offensive. This could mean war. Even so, this may be yet no more than a diversion. With the armies of the Alliance occupying the Empire's attention, it would be comparatively easy for the Griffin supporters to slip into Ala Mhigo. He could then incite a rebellion amongst the populace, which the Imperial reserves would be hard-pressed to contain. Eorzean, meanwhile, would be plunged into chaos. Aramir, we must make for the war at once. What? Just the 2 of you? Our companions embarked on a mission to sway the Griffin from his course, and are likely halfway to his command post by now. They will emerge in the midst of a raging battle, and I do not mean to abandon them to their fate. It will be dangerous, aye, but the confusion may work to our advantage. If we are careful to avoiding the skirmishing, it may yet be possible to reach the Griffin, and if we can do that... Lady Hilda, might I ask that you have an airship ready to bear the Scions to safety? I don't know who this Lady Hilda is, Marshal, but you can count on me. We must prepare for Imperial reprisals. May the Navigator guide us through the storm. Forward, comrades, the time has come to drive the Empire from Ala Mhigo and force action upon those who have turned their backs to our suffering for so long. Let this victory be the first step in the liberation of our homeland. Ala Mhigo will be free, no matter the cost. We know who you are, my friend. Or at least I'm very confident in thinking who it is. Internet connection quality, piss off, don't start. From what Papalimo told me, the trail ahead should lead us into the shadow of the wall. As we have 2 objectives, I suggest we divide our forces. I shall make straight ways for the tunnels and attempt to intercept our comrades ere they stumble into a bloodbath. While I do so, I must ask that you scale the wall. Know that I would not propose such a course if there were any other way, but the time for subtlety is past. Take a band of your most trusted companions and cut a path through to the Griffin. Make him see reason by any means necessary. Once we are free of the tunnels, we will make for your position with all due haste, and if everything proceeds according to plan, Hilda will then sweep in and spirit us all the way to safety. I only pray that we have enough time. Here we are. Not fucking around with things. Oh, let's go. Imperial identification keys, so we need to keep an eye on those. Yeah, this is basically like the Garlean Empire from FF6 in a lot of ways. Over it, bitch. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, Brighton are 1-0 up. Lovely job, we're just gonna be firing football stuff out. Seems I've got it popped up in the background. Here we are. Here we go. Yeah. 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 Come on. Right. Oh, brilliant. Sky armour is from FF6, of course. Yeet. Defeat the Magitech Predator. Let's go. Via Praetoria. Why is the Lance coming over here? There we go. Bloody Kill me, There we go. Bloody hell. Oh, so we're gonna have to kill these on here. Let's see. Rude not to, wouldn't it, really? Oh, it's an iron claw. Or an adamantine claw, sorry. Just keep me healed and I'll do the rest. Griffin. There we go. Doing a beautiful work as tank. Just keep me healed up, we're good. Oh, there's more. There are so fucking many. What kind of shit is that? Kill the other two. Kill them. Or not. There we are. This should be over, right? Defeat the armoured weapon. Chungus damage. Ow. Dynamic sensory jammer. That's not good. Diffractive laser. Yeah, the Griffin is an absolute twat, clearly. Really needs to be very careful. Ow. How? Let's not worry about the Magitech slashers, shall we? How? Do that. Dealing with the bloody slashers, man. For God's sake. Ooh. That's the only problem with doing it with AI. Like, if this was a party, we'd just finish off the armoured weapon without worrying about killing them, but there we are. This off, mate. Come on, finish him off. Gunship won't do too much. Do 3-1, brilliant, fantastic. Just look down and see that bullshit. Brilliant. Should be nearly there. Big dungeon. Hello, Griffin. Well, that was obvious. We knew it would be him. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do
How'd you like these? I'll tear you limb from limb. For Ala Mhigo! I have you now.
Sure, mate, sure. Big boy damage could be fair. Where the fuck are we meant to stand?
Like these?
I'm guessing in the middle, so that's what...
Yeah!
Restraint collar? Oh, now we're talking. No, I'm joking, of course. Hitting the healer like that, how dare you?
I'll tear you limb from limb.
Yeah, you do that, mate.
For Ala Mhigo! I have you now.
I know what comes next. Yep.
How'd you like these?
Can you heal, please?
Yeah! Sloppy.
Yeah, you put up a very great fight, Griffin, mate. Yeah, well done. Fucking cunt. Let's see what cutscenes we get. Oh, his name's Ilbird, sorry, not Warred. But I'm sure you know who I meant.
But you cannot stop what I've begun. Behold, a glimpse of things to come.
So he started a war. So it might not be as happy an ending as last time.
We did it! We showed the bastards!
Aye! Victory is ours!
And who knows, lads? Mayhap the Eorzeans will finally see sense when the enemy turns up on their bloody doorstep.
This is for Ala Mhigo, for Eorzean. They die that others may live.
Vanguards! Attack!
Seven hells! Do you hear that?
War machines! How did they get here so quickly?
Stand your ground! For the resistance!
And these are all going to die. Dun, 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 dun.
There's nowhere to run! We're cut off!
Well, you made your bed, you can fucking lie in it, can't you? Trying to force a war, like forcing the Eorzeans' hands by putting a war to their doorstep. It's not how you morally start a war. Well, I mean, is there really a moral way of starting a war? But you get what I mean.
Gods help us! What are we thinking? The Empire's too big, too powerful. Mighty Ralker, grant us the strength to crush our...
Whoops.
There you are. As you can see, our infiltrators did not elude me for long. Lady Ugiri is sending for an airship even as we speak.
What do we do? This is a massacre!
How wonderful to see you, Commander.
Ill-bird. I should have known. This has to end. It has to end now. Do you not see your countrymen dying? Have your ideals rendered you blind even to that? Order the retreat, and we will help your soldiers to safety.
Retreat? With the moment of my triumph so close at hand? You truly are a sheltered child, Leverrier.
Nidhogg's eyes. No abyss is too deep for you, I see. But trust me when I say that such power was not meant for mortal hands.
How long have I struggled to reach this point? My countrymen, so inured to the taste of defeat, they no longer balk at its bitterness, shouting my throat raw with rallying cries, only to be greeted with dull eyes and blank faces. My brothers and sisters in Ulda have surrendered to their apathy and their appetites. Were it not for the glint of Lodorito's coin, I doubt even those here now would have answered my call. Take back our homeland! Free Ala Mhigo! Ha! They'll happily mouth the words, but they won't spill the blood.
Your brain is
You
warped,
say
my friend.
no mortal should wield these eyes? Then I shall gladly become a demon. I will suckle on the souls of the hopeless and liberate the homeland they no longer deserve.
What exactly do you mean to do?
Did you hear their cries as victory was snatched away from them? Even with their dying breaths they cursed the Empire. Never has their desire for vengeance been so raw, so true. A god has no need of faith when summoned by so pure a purpose.
Summoned? You cannot mean to fight the Empire with a primal. You know full well the danger, the futility of relying on such power.
Oh yes, I know their limitations. Which is why I will call upon a deity more terrible than the very black worm of the calamity itself.
You're going to summon Ralga?
What? Here? Now?
Like hells you will!
An ending to mark a new beginning. My pain, my longing, you shall have it all!
This guy. Brilliant. So he killed himself on purpose to draw upon all of the dead bodies. What on earth?
This light, is it...
His death completed the ritual. The primal is taking shape.
Well, can't we stop it? There must be something we can do!
There is one thing.
What? Hey! Where do you think you're going?
Oh, I see where this is going. Another character death is on its way.
Master briefly contained Bahamut by means of a potent spell of sealing. I will now attempt to do the same.
But that's impossible! We would need hours to collect the necessary ether, if not days.
Ah, Alphino, though I concede it may not always be apparent, I was ever your grandsire's finest pupil.
James Marty, of course! The staff still holds enormous power, broken or not.
Don't you dare, Papalimo! I know how that spell works. It is time to leave.
Quite right. Quickly now, off you go. The further away, the better.
No! If you're staying, then so am I.
No, Ida. There is a path only you can walk, and it must not end here. Not like this. Take her! Please, you have to take her!
What? No! Damn it, Sacred! Put me down! Sacred!
This is one battle you cannot fight. Away with you! Go!
Trust in Papalimo and leave on the airship. He'd only tell me to piss off anyway if I didn't. And another main character death. Min Phillies won't count as a death.
I think he means now!
I bid thee farewell again, my dear Ida. Now, let us see how good a student I truly was.
And there it is, locked away. For now, anyway. It will be in a future DLC, probably, if there's something to do with it. But there we are. Why? Why didn't they let me stay? Papalimo is my friend. I should have been there with him. You could see it in his eyes, Ida. He knew what he was doing, what had to be done. Master Louis Soir wore that same look right before the end. Do you think I don't know that? I know, alright, I know. There was nothing more you could have done. Gulbert caught us all off guard. Even Aramir was powerless to stop him. If you must blame someone, then blame me. Just promise that you will never forget what Papalimo strove to protect, or the lessons he tried to teach you. Don't speak to me. Leave Ida with me. Go on. Go back to the Rising Stones. The others need to know what happened here. Damn. That's a hard one. Once again, I find myself blanked off at a loss for words, but Thancred is right. We must return to the Rising Stones and apprise our companions of all of this. Pray make your way there at once. I'll send word to Y'shtola and the others of our imminent return. I don't think there's not any more threats for now, is there? I've just gone to Travania, what am I doing?'Twould seem you bring ill tidings, brother. Aye, behind the Griffin's mask we found the grinning face of an old adversary, Ilberd. I know not how, but he had in his possession the eyes of Nidhogg, whose dread power he used to initiate a summoning ritual, even as we looked on. By the 12. I don't understand. To attempt such a magic requires every ons of one's ether. No one, not even grandfather, could cast it and hope to survive. Indeed, it was ever a last resort, as I am certain Papalimo was aware. Thus did the pupil follow in the footsteps of his master, even unto the grave. I have as yet been unable to explain how Ilberd came to possess Nidhogg's eyes. In the depths of the sea clouds, a perpetual storm of water and wind-expected ether rages. No mortal could endure such conditions. Then mayhap it was the work of an Ascian, but now is not the time for idle speculation, Kryl. I have need of your assistance. Yes, of course. We must need inspect the cocoon of light, and ascertain the state of the primal trapped within. Between our respective talents, I dare say we shall glean some measure of insight. Understood. Pardon me, I can't promise I'll be able to sense much through the barrier, but I shall certainly do my best. As shall I. Let us be about it then. Fuck no. What? Without so much as a by your leave? Pray forgive Archon, Y'shtola her brevity. She seeketh employment, lest her grief deprive her of the will to act. A desire to comfort Ida doubtless compoundeth her unseemly haste. I too must contend with this grievous loss in mine own way. By thy leave, Lady Eorzean, I shall honour our fallen colleague through gainful study. There exist writings which may yet further our understanding of this cocoon of light. Mayhap I was too quick to judge. Surrendering to sadness and regret would be a poor tribute to Papalimo's sacrifice. Quite, we must begin preparations to face Ilberd's accursed creation without delay. What time we have was purchased at too dear a price for us to squander it. I think there's only 4 more quests now. Aramir, I wish I had more to tell you, but the situation in East Shroud remains largely unchanged, meaning we still have no idea how long it will be before. A communication from the Alliance? One moment. Yes, of course. Our representatives will be present. My thanks. Word from Gridania. The council will shortly be reconvened. The Alliance leaders have already begun to assemble. They wish to discuss the primal, as if Y'shtola's last report, the cocoon yet hung above the wall, unchanged. Yes, but the Elder Seed doubtless shares our concerns about how long it will remain so. I am told that Sid Garland has been called in to add his expertise to proceedings. A wise decision. The more minds we have working on this, the better. Well then, I suggest we leave the Rising Stones into Taru's capable hands and make haste for the Lotus Stand.
A word, if you would, good sir. This place, it is within the realm of Eorzean.
You're an odd-looking fellow, aren't you? Still, takes all sorts, I suppose. This here's Vesper Bay, Thanalan's door to the ocean, as some folk like to call it.
Am I to understand from your answer that I have indeed arrived in Eorzea?
Eh? Yes, you're in Eorzea.
Ah! A plain response at last, and the one I wanted at that. My journey was not without its hardships, and I would sooner travel by land than put to sea again. You do not believe that so small a bark could bear me across the ocean? Such timid little sailors. I had but to set my course and set my jaw till I made port. Though, it would perhaps have been wise to lay down my oars a moment to sup on more than the spray of brine water. By the trembling of my limbs, I sense a brief repast may be in order. Nay, I will not hearken to the feeble grumblings of an empty belly. Duty comes before all.
Good God, man, are you all right?
Thou art far indeed from home, friend.
Go to Nofika's altar. Once again to the Lotus Stand. Right, let me check. How many quests I have left? Oh god. The obvious solution, yeah, there's 4 left. To be fair, I might be able to finish. I mean, there's 4 quests left, so it all depends.
Dear friends, pray accept my heartfelt thanks for your efforts in defence of Gridania's borders. I would fain dwell longer on my gratitude for the support of the Alliance, but the situation at Belsar's Wall demands that we forego such pleasantries.
According to our most recent intelligence, the cocoon of light that formed in the air above the wall remains undimmed and unbroken. After measuring the cocoon's etheric concentrations, Archon Y'shtola has confirmed the presence of a primal entity.
So we must assume that Ilbert's thrice damned god is indeed trapped within. And what news of the Imperials? They're not like to ignore such a spectacle.
Sir, a Garlean airship was observed making an approach, but the vessel was destroyed when it drew near. The Empire appears to have made no subsequent attempts to reach the object.
The soldiers who witnessed the incident spoke of a lance of light issuing from within the cocoon, of an entire warship being reduced to smoking ruin in the space of a moment.
Warships are like Ark or something like that. Who knows?
Veterans of Cartano,
Unless that's
meanwhile,
just that.
likened the destruction to that wrought by the fiery wrath of Bahamut.
We could face another calamity.
So the Primal is awake, then? Contained, yes, but for how long? We must destroy it now, lest it break free.
Agreed. There is, however, the small matter of how to get close enough to a being that swats warships from the sky as you would a bothersome gnat.
Is this truly so complex a puzzle?
Oh,
or have
God.
you no stomach for the obvious solution?
Look who it is.
What in the hells are you doing here?
A pleasure to see you too, Garland. Now, if you'd be so kind as to explain to these good people why you should be begging me for my assistance, that would be most appreciated.
This guy's acting like an anti-hero again, like he did with the Crystal Tower raid.
Who is this man?
Oh, how terrifically rude of me. Nero Tolskeva, former tribunus of the 14th Legion of the Garlean Empire. These days, however, one might say that I'm something of a free agent.
What do you want, Nero?
I was getting to that. although you already know what I'm about to propose, old friend. As you have rather belatedly realized, within that frail binding lurks an entity alike in strength to the great Bahamut, and the only force in existence which might conceivably contend with such a foe is the very creation which captured the Elder Primal in the first place. I speak, of course, of Omega.
Omega? That hulk has been gathering dust beneath the plains of Cartanau since the Alagans breathed their last. And none alive knows how to wake it.
I'm sorry. Do you understand who it is with whom you have the privilege of speaking? I'm Nero Tolskeva, Master Engineer, the mechanical genius who restored the Ultima weapon to full operational capacity. And as luck would have it, I'm graciously offering you the use of my considerable expertise.
And what, you just expect us to accept? You're a fool if you think your deeds at the Crystal Tower are enough to win my trust, Nero.
Trust? You wound me, Garland. All those years, studying side by side at the Academy, sharing both trial and triumph, we were countrymen once, you and I. But sentiment aside, have you a better solution? Or do you mean to send in your vaunted hero there, as you always do, and pray the world is not engulfed in flame? Let us approach the problem in a rational manner. Does not the fact that Omega slumbers in stasis point to the existence of some overriding technology? A means of control?
I would ask a question, if I may. Nero, was it not? In the event that we succeeded in using Omega to shackle the Primal in the manner you propose, what then would become of it? Do we not risk repeating the mistakes of the Alagans?
Omega is but a tool. How we choose to employ that tool is entirely up to us. Of course, if you would rather leave it buried beneath Cartanau while you continue your petty squabbles above, then I suppose that is also your choice.
Spare us, Nero. The Seedseer's concern is a valid one. He who controls Omega wields the power of the gods, the very power which led the Alagans to destroy themselves.
And does it not fall to we engineers to prevent such misuse? What was your company's proud slogan? Freedom through technology?
A creed you follow, is it? What say you? Do we take this villain at his word?
He makes a convincing case. No, but I'll keep an eye on him, no, yeah.
As will I. I don't like it, but then it doesn't look like we have much choice. Would the Council be willing to entrust this matter to a pair of former Imperials?
Yes. The task of restoring the Alagan relic will be yours. But the responsibility for its reawakening must remain with the Council. Do we condone this course of action?
Aye. It would seem we do. Let the record show that we invest this contingent with the authority to enter Cartanau and take command of Omega. Sid, I appoint you leader of the expedition. Scions, I would ask that you assign some few of your number to escort Master Garland, and supervise the other one.
Interesting events before the end here.
We should be happy to oblige. The politics of Carteneau being what they are, I dare say our neutrality will prove useful in avoiding any unnecessary entanglements.
If I am not mistaken, Doma occupies a similarly neutral position. Might we not persuade you to join the expedition, Lady Yugiri? If you suspected any foul play from Nero, you would be welcome to kill him.
My blade is yours.
Not a moment's hesitation, eh? You'll forgive me if I do not shake your hand.
Right. Well, that was a rather unexpected development, and one which raises a number of questions, not least among them how Nero chanced to learn of the council meeting in the first place. Shall I just do, for anyone watching, I know there's 2 people watching, shall I just finish the game today? There's 3 more quests. I mean, how long have I been streaming? An hour and 33. It could be that the next 2 quests take half an hour and the last one takes like an hour. I feel like even if I go for another hour and a half, it's probably worth just finishing it off now, and then I can change the title of the episode to grand finale at the end of the part number. I feel like that's better. Maybe just to get it done. Sid and the others are assembling at the airship landing. Alize is already on her way, and it would not do to lag too far behind. Let us be off. I don't think, because the thing I've checked for the quests, you get to see if there's a dungeon attached to it. So Belzar's Wall, which I've just done, is the last one that's on the post quests. The duties that highlight around an NPC don't show up, but yeah, I think this is it. Who do I have to speak to again? I don't remember for this place. Oh yeah, we need to get down here. Aramir, Alphino, ready to go? The others have stepped out onto the landing for a moment, lest you wonder. Nero insisted that it will be allowed to inspect the Excelsior before boarding. Hang there with me. And you let him, despite his very timely offer of assistance. The thought of that man poking about in the workings of the ship without proper supervision does not fill me with confidence. Calm yourself, Alphino. Your sister was adamant that he would never leave her side. She and Yugiri are... ah, well, here they are now. Right, I think that's everyone. Shall I set a course for Carteneau? Might I ask that we delay our departure slightly? I require no more than a few hours at most. Our colleagues are studying the cocoon even as we speak, and I would hear their latest observations ere we proceed. It would seem wise to gain as clear an understanding of the situation as possible before formulating our plan. Oh, I thought time was against us. How foolish of me. Hold your tongue. When we want your opinion, we'll ask for it. Forgive me, my lady. I shall keep my counsel until such time as you have finished procrastinating. Alright. While Alphino speaks with his colleagues, I shall fly the Excelsior over to Mordona and we can reconvene at the Rising Stones. Mine apologies for the trouble. I shall visit Ishtola and the others forthwith, and join you as soon as I am able. Aramir, pray accompany Alize back to the Rising Stones. I shall feel safer knowing you are present to entertain our guest. Right, everyone heading to Mordona is welcome to travel aboard the Excelsior. I'll clear things with the girl at the counter here. Let her know when you are ready to leave. Do. Thought that said Hilda then, was it? You're travelling with Master Garleans, sir. The Enterprise Excelsior is right this way. Ugh. Not quite a door-to-door service, but I couldn't exactly land her to the Toll's main square. Shall we adjourn to the Rising Stones then? All these little quests scattered about I won't worry about doing, but... Do. Wait, what? I was gonna say, was I? What's going on there? Do. So there's 2 quests left after this.
So these are the fabled headquarters of the Scions. I confess I would have expected an order of self-proclaimed warrior scholars to surround themselves with the fruits of man's enlightenment. It never ceases to amaze me how primitive you Eorzeans truly are.
Oh, I'll have you know that the Rising Stones is home to the very latest in Magitech innovation. Wedge calls it the Mark 14 Thermocoil Boil Master, and it's the finest kettle I've ever had the pleasure to own.
We are returned. Well, Ida and I, at least. Ishtola and the others remain behind to continue their assessment of the binding magic.
There didn't seem much point staying just for that, so I decided to come back with Alphino. Papalimo bought us this time. We shouldn't waste it.
By your leave!
Oh, it's this guy again with his katana.
Good God, that voice could fell a gigas.
This is the Rising Stones, domicile of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. I enter at the invitation of one Lord Eorzean. I spy you there, Shadow Walker. You always were a hard one to find.
What's this to do with Ugiri?
Ugiri? Do you know this man?
Gosetsu, why are you come to Eorzea?
In search of you, Yugiri. For days and nights did I row across the angry sea. I made port in good spirits, only for my own flesh to betray me over the trifling matter of an empty belly. Collapsed in the street like an unfed stray I was, until Lord Eorzean came to my aid. Over a most welcome meal, we spoke of the plight of Doma, and I learned of our displaced countrymen's work to resettle this blighted land. 'Twas blind fortune that I was able to locate you so swiftly. But now we must make ready to depart. Our master languishes in dire peril, and Doma calls her daughter home.
It is not so simple, Gosetsu. There are obligations which bind me here.
You refuse? Did you mislay your oath during your flight from our homeland? The laws of hospitality must be honored, but surely the vow to defend your master demands the greater obeisance.
It was our master who bid me guide our people to safe haven by any means necessary. And it was the scions you see before you who provided us succor and sanctuary when all others refused. Dire peril or no, were I to return without first repaying such hospitality, our master would cut me down at the threshold.
Mayhap that is so.
There is more. A crisis threatens all within this realm, Eorzean and Doman alike, and I go to play my part in its resolution. I will not bring shame upon our liege by abandoning my people or my duty.
How very noble of you. Now, in the name of honor, kinship, and, practicality, might I suggest we get this expedition underway? Or would you rather debate the finer points of duty and leave Omega to the Empire?
The Empire? Yugiri, you draw steel against the curse of Garleans? Then why did you not say so? My blade is oath-bound to fall upon the ranks of the Imperials wheresoever they march. Lead on, Shadow Walker, and may the enemy tremble at our coming.
Jesus. Aramir, wait, can I speak to you for a moment? Do you remember when I had you meet me at the Diamond Forge and we ambushed you? Well, once we had your measurements, I set to work making you a travelling outfit in my spare time. Oh, it's blinked off. I've only just this moment finished the stitching, but I wanted you to have it before you left. Here. You can try it on right now if you like. I'm guessing you go further away from Eorzea in the other DLCs, but... Well, that's interesting. Very dapper. Assuming we measured correctly, the fit should be just right. Snug but not too snug, if you know what I mean. So, how does it feel? God, that was cringe. You're not just saying that, are you? Oh, I can't tell you how much this means to me. To have crafted something worthy of the Warrior of Light it's, well... Let's just say it makes all the practice worthwhile. I also sewed in a blood pearl claim too. You know, bring you home. May it always protect you. Lovely. Right, 2 more quests, I believe. Might as well get them done. So we have to wake Omega up, right? When do we start? Are you sure that... I'm sure, yes. I won't lie and say I'm completely fine, but I feel a lot better if I'm doing something useful. Very well. I will remain here and continue coordinating our efforts with the Alliance. Alphino, mayhap you could return to Gridania and assist Ishtola and Kryl? A fine suggestion. The rest of us will form the Cartanu expedition. Nero and I will focus on rousing Omega, while Aramir, Ida and our Doman friends take care of security. The Excelsior is by the lake just outside town. We'll leave as soon as everyone is ready. Right. Let's get this down. Do 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 do. Ah! This will be the final battle, I think. We haven't far to go. With any luck, we'll be in Cartanu before Gazetsu graces the deck with his dinner. Once there, however, we had best be on our guard. Given that Aline Rao was still active when Omega was discovered, we can be sure that the Empire has long been aware of its existence. And if Nero deemed it the obvious solution to the threat posed by this new primal, it's not impossible that Garlemald might do the same. Have your weapons ready and your wits about you. Something tells me we're flying into a fight. I think this is it. I think there's 2 quests left. I think the quest after will just be a regular quest. Probably just like a cutscene based quest. I think this is the final piece of action you'll see me do in this game now.
Now where was that?
Ah.
I've enabled the teleporter. One brief jump and we shall arrive in Omega's control room.
How convenient. You've been here before.
Of course. It was no easy task threading a path through all the skirmishes. But how could I ignore the existence of such a fascinating toy? You may trust that my preliminary examination was suitably thorough.
Trust? Aye. I trust your appetite for technology.
I chased down a suspect airship, and who should I find but the traitor, Sid Garland.
Got Imperials to deal with.
Searching for something, engineer? Something big? It's close, isn't it? It's like all my name days have come at once.
For all the scouts the Empire could have sent. Take care of that brute, will you?
God damn it. Can't let Nero tinker around in there by himself. I'm sorry to leave you to it, but I dare say you'll manage without me. This clod has no idea who he's dealing with.
You can see that Gazetsu, so I'm guessing he'll probably be a primitive character in at least the next DLC, which is Shadowbringers, right? Yeah. Is that the next one?
I am Gorsetsu, Samurai of Doma. You will rue your choice of opponent this day.
Let's go. Cool theme. Let's get it.
You watching, Pavalimo?
There we go. Goes out to
No surrender.
'Tis my right to strike.
I guess a good way of showing you what Kazetsu can do as well.
This one'll swing. Your defense is lacking.
Imagine being that cheap you have to get involved in a fight.
It's all over now.
Taking out his own fucking people.
Leave this to me.
With soul and steel.
No holding back.
Lovely Gale. Oh, brilliant. Surrender, we have you outnumbered. Wouldn't be the first time. That's what you telling me though. Are you still playing with those soldiers? I suppose I can lend you one of my toys, but only if you promise to give it back. Also, it's Nero's Magitech armor. Behold the Red Baron. Now end this nonsense. Nice little callback to FF4 that. What the? No one told me they'd have Magitech armor. Forward for the Empire. The Honourless Cur thinks to abandon his men. I shall see that he shares their fate. Pray attend to the rest of his minions. This is going to be cool.
This one will sting. Your defense is nothing.
With soul and steel.
You watching, Pavalimo? An opening.
Whoa.
No holding back. No retreat. No surrender.
Look upon a samurai of Doma.
No, you're not gonna lock on.
It's all over now. Leave this to me.
Tis my right to strike!
This will sting. Your defense is lacking.
With soul and steel!
Are you watching, Pabalilo?
Yeah, you have to actually just lock off of one enemy to make it work with it.
No holding back.
Let me use the cannon then.
No retreat. No surrender.
Look upon a samurai of summer!
It's all over now.
There we go. There's no one left, mate.
Leave this to me.
Yuguri and Ida are a bit damaged.
Tis my right to strike!
This will sting.
With soul and steel!
You watching, Pabalilo?
Let's finish it off. There we go. You haven't seen the last of me, mark my words, it'll be you who rules this day, sure mate. Here we go.
Temporal stasis disengaged. All systems operational. Garland?
All clear on this side. It's waking up.
Remarkable. Omega sensors immediately detected the presence of the cocoon, even at this distance. They must have been set to scan for sources of energy exceeding certain magnitudes.
I still don't see any means to control the machine directly. It seems to have been designed to act wholly autonomously. Once we release Omega, we can be fairly certain it will attempt to capture the Primal at Belsar's Wall. Assuming its mission is successful, our only option at that point will be to re-engage its stasis system and put it back to sleep.
And should the machine happen to misbehave, we'll simply initiate an emergency shutdown. I confess we don't yet have a complete grasp of its capabilities, but I'm certain the details will not elude us for long.
Well, I understood less than half of that. So, my question to you is, are we doing the right thing?
Is there any other way?
I suppose not. All right. Step aside, Sid. Is this the thing I need to press?
Yes, that's the one.
She wants to do it to honour Papalimo. That is very lovely.
You gave too much for us to waste this chance, Papalimo. So this is for you. And me.
Yes! Fly free, my pretty! Show us what you can do.
The launch sequence has begun. Omega is loose.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Omega weapons just like, give me that. So it's like Neo Bahamut, maybe. The boy's pretty sick. I think it is, because Neo Bahamut is icy, right? In FF7. Oh no, idiot, it's Shinryu. Of course it is. It's gonna be Shinryu, since it's his fucking Omega weapon. I'm being stupid. The two FF5 super bosses. Yeah, of course, it's Shinryu. But you do get to fight them in the further DLCs as trials. think Shinryu is much easier than Omega Weapon in FF5. I think most people say that Omega Weapon's harder, but of course, ever since FF5 it's been a staple. Oh, there's this Delta attack, which can inflict any state of ailment. Are they going to lock themselves in stasis? Is that how it's going to work? Oh, Jesus. Flying off somewhere. I should have known as soon as the Omega Weapon was getting involved it would be Shinryu, but I didn't think about it.
Omega has stopped transmitting. But that shouldn't be. I didn't engage the stasis system.
And what does this signify? I have little understanding of these contrivances.
The launch went exactly to plan, but all signals emanating from Omega have ceased. This may indicate any number of things, but we will need to join the Scions out in the field if we are to ascertain which one.
Right. I've ordered a malfunctioning beast to go to sleep. That should prevent any unfortunate mishaps. I suggest we make our way back to Gridania.
Omega destroyed the cocoon. Papalimo's spell is fading. It was bound to his ether, you see. And if the connection is broken...
So the tattoo was like a ward then. I'm guessing it's the same with the rest of the Scions. Here we are. I'm not sure why we lost contact with Omega, but I mean to find out. Let's be on our way. We'll get there eventually. It's taken a while, but what's that, like 2 hours and 11? So we're just going to go until the game's finished now. So the last quest is coming up. One moment everything was functioning perfectly and the next it wasn't. It makes no sense. We need to see what happened for ourselves, and soon. Stretch. Words can ill express how glad I am to see you all unharmed. When Omega came hurtling towards the cocoon, everything dissolved into chaos. I have to see it. I have to see it with my own eyes. Ida, wait, we must first... The elder Seer is expecting us. Worry not, Alphino. Gazetsu and I will watch over. You may safely attend your meeting. My thanks, Yuguri. The council reconvened a short while ago. Let us make haste for the Lotus Stand. All there are eager to hear your testimony. It feels weird that this is coming to an end now. You know, it's been so long. Mad to think. When I know there was like a 2-month gap, but you know, that will never happen again. But yeah, Jesus. This is it. There could end up being an hour's worth of cutscenes, I do not know yet. But we're sticking with it till it's done now. I'm guessing this is how they do set up the next... Actually, before we do this... No. Oh, it's Stormblood first, then Shadowbringers, then Endwalker. I forgot them. There we are. So this probably sets up Stormblood. I know Omega and Shinryu are a part of it, so it's a good way of setting it up. My friends, for legally have we awaited your return. Few indeed could have discharged the duty entrusted to you, and most humbly do we thank you for seeing it done. You are too kind, Elder Seer. As I recall, we are as good as demanded the right to try. But tell me, how did the battle unfold? We succeeded in waking Omega, yet but we lost contact with the weapon shortly after it launched. From our position in the control room, we were blind to all that followed. What words could do justice to such a scene? None of my choosing, that much is certain. But I can give you the facts. The cocoon hatched even as Omega arrived, and from its midst rose a great dragon. The pair duly set about each other in the skies over Eorzean. The primal's might defied belief. It seemed the very heavens would be rent asunder by the force of its blows, and it wielded such magics as I have never seen, and hope to never see it again. The battle raged on with no end in sight, until both combatants were engulfed in a blinding flash of light. All that rhymed. When the radiance faded, I saw the pair fall motionless from the sky, coming to rest somewhere on Ala Mhigo's soil. I will not speak for the rest, but to my eye it seemed that each had landed a fatal blow upon the other. While most among us would think only of Bahamut when looking upon the primal's form, the Domans were heard to whisper the name Shinryu. It would appear that the being resembles a creature of far eastern legend, and we have found it convenient to refer to it as such. This Shinryu's fate, and indeed that of Omega, is yet unknown. We have, alas, no eyes on the Eorzean side of the border. Aye, which is why we have sent our main force, under the command of Marshal Terrapin, to capture the wall. I'm going to assume that Stormblood is in Eorzean then. With the Imperials in disarray, we have the perfect opportunity to secure Gridania's border and assess the aftermath of the impact. I myself will join the Marshal and his men when the council is adjourned. Well, that explains a few things. I wager that flash of light coincided with our loss of contact. Lest you wonder, we quickly re-engaged Omega's stasis system, so even if it has fallen into the Empire's lap, it will be of no use to them, save perhaps as a statue. Correct. Without me to guide their efforts, it would take them decades to decipher Omega's core functions, if they managed it at all. Such reassurances do much to calm our fears, yet the relic's fate is but one of several concerns. Indeed, I humbly submit that the time has come for us to make contact with the Resistance representatives in Eorzean. Though Ilberd has forced our hand, it would seem only logical to seek an alliance. Given the inevitability of an Imperial retaliation, and by working in concert, it is not impossible that Ala Mhigo might finally be wrested from Garlemald's grasp. Right, hang on, so we have... Oh shit, yeah, we haven't actually been to Gurbania yet, have we? And you've got Offard and Hingashi. Is that Doma? I'm going to assume this is Doma. So that'll be somewhere we go at another point. So Gurbania from the Black Shroud. You have the fringes, the peaks, and the locks, but of course we'll be going there because that is for a different DLC. You must be exhausted. I would ordinarily suggest that we retire directly to the Rising Stones, but I wonder if we might first make a small detour. Ishtola and the others have gathered at Amarasai's spire, and I imagine that you too would be interested to see what has become of the wall now the cocoon is gone. It is decided then. Lead on. This is the end. And then this playthrough is finally over. 89 parts in. It's been a long one, but here we are. We are at a timely end.
My friends, I cannot well express how glad I am to see you both unharmed. They say that Omega's clash with the Primal shook the very firmament.
You need not have worried. The battle took place far above the ground. We were able to observe in relative safety, though I'm given to understand that there were casualties on the far side of the wall.
It was like watching a nightmare unfold before our very eyes. Ilberd's primal manifested in the form of a colossal dragon, a being of pure violence. It burst forth from the cocoon with such terrible force.
That such a horror should spring from the eyes of Nidhogg comes as no surprise. Nor do I wonder at its form. Ilberd all but announced it in the moments prior to his death. Plainly, it was his dying wish to visit a second calamity upon the Empire.
And I am quite certain the abomination would have obliged had it not found itself outmatched by Omega. Gods! I am no stranger to the works of Alag, but even I was unprepared for the machine's furiosity. It beggared belief.
And how fares poor Ida in the midst of all this? Have you spoken with her?
She's up on the platform, lost in thought. We deemed it best not to disturb her, but mayhap she would welcome some company after all. Shall we?
The light's gone. It was all we had left of him.
Ida.
I don't blame anyone. I knew what was going to happen. I knew the spell Papalimo meant to cast would drain away his life force. I knew that it would only buy us a little time.
Oh, is she removing the mask? Let you see Ida properly.
Ida, there is no need to explain.
But there is. I can't hide in Papalimo's little shadow anymore, and I shouldn't hide behind my sister's mask. 20 years ago, on the day the Empire marched into Ala Mhigo, I was still just a child, not even 5 summers old. My father had been one of the leaders of the revolution. He had fought to overthrow the mad king, Theodoric. And my sister had fought alongside him. She was strong and kind, and always knew what to do. But when the Garleans came, everything changed. My father went to war against them too, and I never saw him again. After that, I remember a lot of running. My sister dragged me for malms and malms until we came to the city of Garleans. That was where she met Master Louis Soir. He introduced her to the Circle of Knowing, and she eventually became an Archon.
She was your inspiration. Is that not why you took up her mask and her name? Or did you simply mean to continue what she had started?
You've known all along, haven't you, that I wasn't Ida?
Of course. We all recognized you at once. 'Twas Papalimo who persuaded us to maintain the charade.
It was silly to think I could fool you. I knew that even then, but I sort of decided not to know. Ida died 6 years ago, on a mission to smuggle refugees out of Ala Mhigo. They say she was overwhelmed by Imperial soldiers when she stayed behind to save a little girl. She was so strong. There must have been a lot of them. I'm sorry for lying to you. My real name is Lise. When Papalimo brought me Ida's mask, it was meant as a keepsake, but I decided I wanted to be his new partner, to keep alive all the good that she had done. I didn't want to become Ida, exactly. At the time, though, I still didn't know who I was myself, and it almost seemed easier to play the role. Papalimo agreed to help, of course, but it was never what he wanted for me. He wanted me to walk my own path, and those were his final words to me. The Archon's mark he gave me is faded, and my last excuse along with it. So this is it. Whatever I choose to do from now on, I do as Lise. And I choose to continue my family's fight. I want Ala Mhigo to be the country that Ida and my father always wanted it to be.
War is upon us once more.
Do you regret standing against the Empire? Would you have chosen a different road, knowing what you know now?
To claim that I never doubted the decision would be a lie. But I made my choice, and I have defended it with blade in hand ever since.
The battle continues, and our steel is needed. Come, Shadow Walker, we leave for the east, for Doma.
It looks like you go to Doma at some point. So if she does go, you probably see her again. far into the future. It was brave of Lys to remove her mask after so long. Though she has scarce begun to come to terms with Papalymo's loss, that one act made plain her determination to remove forward. And should she ever falter, we shall be there to support her on this road she has resolved to walk. Let us return to the Rising Stones. We have quite a story to tell to Tario and my sister. That's the end of Heavensward. Probably best to skip because it'll take a while. But there we are. And this is it. He may have mentioned, but Alphinaud has apprised me of all that came to pass in Gridania. Your only task now is to rest. This is the calm before the storm. Lys has chosen her path, and as her friends, we must do what we can to support that choice. We are fated to join the conflict in any case. Once the Alliance has taken the wall and opened the way to Ger Abania, we will have little choice but to fight. Which is not to say the cause is unworthy, after all. Ignoring the plight of those whom one might conceivably save is not wisdom but indolence, correct? I for one look forward to joining hands with the Ala Mhigans and striking a blow against the tyranny of the Empire. As I rather suspect, do you. And that is it for the free trial, I believe. But of course you're going to have some subsequent cutscenes first. Before the end. Quick march, the Imperials will soon come to their senses, and we must be ready to face their retribution. It is almost time, father. Aye, almost. Stand firm, Pippin. I learned to brace myself against the charge of the Bull of Ala Mhigo. No foe will dislodge me. This will be the cut-off point for Stormblood. Very well, Ilberd. I will take our homeland back. For the both of us. You've done it in a fucked up way, Ilberd, but... Or is this going to be... Yep. I forgot his name. Regalis something, I think. Bom, 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 bom. My Lord Viceroy, our scouts have confirmed the preliminary reports. Belsar's wall has fallen to the Eorzean Alliance. The hunt for Omega and the unknown Icon continues. They both yet elude us, my lord. Their battle caused considerable damage across the region. Should we perchance divert some of our forces from the search to undertake necessary reconstruction work? Aye, forgive me, my lord, I did not intend. Your will be done. Unknown. My spies tell me the Domans call it Shinryu, and that it proved a match for Omega. Yes, the coming days promise to be most interesting. Most interesting. Ooh. At the far edge of fate, the road begins anew. The heroes look to eastern skies and behold their crimson hue. A dawn of liberation, a gathering storm of blood. There we go, so for that, beyond the Great Wall, so yep, stored blood installed and registered. So, that marks the end of this extremely huge playthrough of Final Fantasy XIV. Thank you for watching the playthrough, and if you've stuck by from the beginning, I thank you. This now means that there is only one more playthrough left for the marathon. It's been going on for so long now, nearly 2 years. But I guess all I have to do is a salute for everyone that's watched. Thank you for watching, and I will see you either tomorrow or Monday, depending on whether I have a day off, for Final Fantasy XV.